My name is Patrick Merkel. I am 29 years old. I come from Frankfurt and I am a former student of energy economics. Roberto told me a key is good. A keychain or a lockpick for everything. I was lucky to have found my calling. Also in this SAT area, not just my healing, not just my self-worth, not just family and network, but also actually a calling that I found a channel here, yes, these tools to communicate comprehensively and purposefully. What I also like about SRT is that it is so efficient and direct. It's not a lot of fluff. It's not like you have to come to us for a whole year or 2 or 3 years and take courses, but our motto is come to us once and ideally stay away once you've managed to be powerful for yourself. Exactly, and I can pass that on now. Bottomless, indescribable, open to the sky, that feeling. So calling in full form. In the end, she did tell me what was going on with her, even though we don't always need to know. So loss trauma, repeated over decades. Fear of loss, father passed away, child, blood cancer, struggles, divorce, war. So really this energy of loss in every situation in life. And as we know from the world, you usually have to go to a therapist. And then over 20 years, if it's enough and if you're lucky, it's resolved, but usually not. You have to keep diving back into the energy. And my habit is that such things just is actually the downfall, that you suffer from it your whole life. So after that, I did the technique, 10 minutes. And then I say, just dive in. And that's the moment. Level 10, of course. We always rate it 1 to 10, level mat 10, from 10, 11 out of 10. And she opens her eyes. And first of all, that look of skepticism, you search for it and then the tears come again. But this time it's tears because you see that Mount Everest is no longer on her shoulders and it's still gone, just level 10, suffering for years. Her whole life has become one big trauma because of that. 10 minutes gone, the woman was just sitting there laughing. She was like high, you could say, because this lady probably hasn't felt so much joy in decades. So that was an emotional moment for me as well. Because I also share that energy or understand her trauma. I had many components myself. Loss is a topic that is widespread. I almost cried along. It was so beautiful. Or physical pain that actually remains unavoidable. Knee surgery. The knee has a deficit its whole life with a friend, and that was right at the beginning of the training. Then I say, yeah, come on, I have something there. And then Patrick says, I was working, I have these odd shifts, working at Rewe, then waiting tables on top of that. I can't take it anymore, everything hurts. But the knee, that's what hurts me the most, you know that. I say, come on, I have something for that, just lie down for a bit, let's give it a try. I did it for half an hour and I was still at the beginning and not really experienced at all. In the technique, from level 10 to level 5, that was already impossible for me. And the next day she comes to me and she says, I've been working again and everything hurts except for my knee. So a deficit, a body part that actually can't be medically regenerated anymore went from high load pain to 0 in just 1 day and lasted for 3 months. That means I didn't work with her anymore, which is what was done next. That means she's doing well again, just like that. The power is indescribable. You don't even understand where this is coming from. How can this work? It doesn't really matter. Luckily, she's slowly letting go with me. But it's unimaginable how efficient and quick that is. Or my mother's hip surgery. Before, the ideal course of the operation for the day, ideal protection for the surgery. That's it. My mother was walking around 2 hours after the surgery with her new hip. Others needed 3 weeks to recover from the anesthesia, etc. She was like a person. She was walking around right away, doing her exercises. It's unimaginable to see that expression on her face. Also, of course, in close proximity to people, she already felt like she was free of a burden with this new hip. And she was doing much better than the last 10 years. And this happiness, well, that's priceless. Simply priceless to see people who blossoming and healing. And I could probably tell 3,000 or 4,000 more stories, but those were the most beautiful ones. Becoming a miracle was, oh yes, well, my dear Roberto, to express my gratitude for so many things, for so many feelings, for so much awareness, for all the work he does Now, I'm very grateful to him that even though he has already reached his goal, he has achieved what he wanted. He doesn't have to do it, but he does it because he knows how people are doing. That he still, no matter how stormy or turbulent it gets, stays true to himself. Turn towards the other, which is what we are, the outside. That means I'm doing well. After me, the flood, door closed, everything's easy. I'm just lying on my porch. That's the old energy. And there are plenty of people who do that. But really sticking with it in that, to package it in a way that's easy to understand for many. The patience of the mother that he has when thousands of questions come, the same questions over and over again, to pick people up in love. And that's the patience we all need. He lives it, that we are one, that he doesn't let anyone fall, but rather lifts everyone up. Just saying thank you probably isn't enough. We all have the pigtails, we all have the little flying Peter Pan inside us. And that's why miracles are possible. The moment we allow ourselves to build the world we desire. And that's why I can now proudly say that I jump and hop through life and just be myself, just free. And I don't care what others say, quite the opposite. I even go at it with a loving swing. And I don't care what others say, quite the opposite. I even approach it with a loving swing. Like a Pippi when it says, "It's storming, Pippi." The storm is getting stronger. I celebrate that too. And when things get wilder on the outside, I become gentler. No problem either. By responding to what my heart wants. And that is the way of life.